Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the LPM Morning Show. Thanks so much for joining us. It is Thursday, October 17th, out here in the world. I hope you guys are doing well. I am officially back to work. That's why I'm coming to you from the different background. I was just house sitting a farm and doing all kinds of videos from there. You'll notice I had that cool wood background going for a while. That was the siding on one of the barns that was there, which was super fun to do some videos. Thanks so much for joining us. We got a bunch of stuff to go over today. I want to do a huge shout out, huge thank you to all of our new subscribers. The channel's been growing like crazy. So everyone who's been hitting that subscribe button, thank you so much for joining along with the LPM crew. Got some people in the chat already. Let's go ahead and say what's up to a regular on the morning show, someone I appreciate being here all the time, the Card Collector Show. My friend Jason, thank you so much for popping in. Watching from work, getting paid to watch the LPM channel. That's the only way to do it, is to watch from work in the mornings. Glad you guys are doing it. Good morning, Paul's Cards. What a crazy weekend, all sorts of stuff that's been going on. You guys are probably a little bit tired of seeing all of it, but we'll just do a quick little recap about what we've seen. And that is Marvel Masterpiece has come and gone. That was an absolutely wild run. MM22 was on EPAC for like 2 days and sold out. So today we're going to go over a couple little things about that. And then we also had the Joe Jusko artwork that got released, which came out of hiding, which you've been seeing video snippets here and there. Last night on the Spidey Hits channel, they did a reveal of some of the work that collectors had bought. Most notably, the Glassburner brothers. Jake's a dear friend of mine, a really interesting collector, and was super excited to see the paintings that they had to share. Really, really cool stuff. I myself did not get any original art. I don't really own a whole lot of original art other than sketch cards, but I love seeing that stuff surface. Really big fan of the Jusko work. Cool seeing how different the paintings look in comparison to the cards. So you see how vivid colors are in the paintings, and then you see the cards, and it just gives you a good idea of how the scans and the printing process do not quite capture how great a painting is. Any event. What we're going to move into here, like I was talking about, the Masterpieces set came and went. There were acetate cards, which were the achievement cards. I think you guys have seen them before. There's more than just Wolverine. I just wanted to show these. These are sort of the cards that people are chasing. Obviously, there is a different achievement for every type of insert that you have, whether it be the gold sig, the variant cover, or just the regular old base. Something that I really liked from the set and got to kind of interact with the artist Dan DeSantos with were the inserts here. These autos. So there was no numbered canvas gallery cards in the EPAC. So this was the EPAC achievement that you got for the canvas gallery. Look how beautifully centered this is. The auto looks great. I think this was a great decision to go with for an achievement. Obviously, these were the ones that everybody went for first, and they look stunning. It's a great reuse of the canvas gallery artwork. I love seeing it as an achievement. These ones are, again, this one is like pretty well centered for comparing how some of them have come out. People are pricing these all over the place. I see them kind of leveling out now price-wise, which is kind of cool to get an idea of what these are going to cost collectors. These are out of 25. The Spider-Man one looks really, really good. I want to say the Captain America one looks the best in my opinion, and that's just an opinion. But the Captain America one really slaps. It looks really good with that kind of silver foiling that it's got going on. That is pretty much all I'm going to talk about with Masterpieces. We've kind of beat the Masterpiece conversation to death lately, but that is sort of what the theme has been. I'm totally lying. That's not the last time I talk about Masterpieces at all. Let's talk about some Instagrams. So on the show, we like to highlight a couple of people's Instagrams. I spend a lot of time on Instagram, flipping through cards, looking at people's pages. I know you guys do as well. Instagram's a great tool for collectors, a great tool for hobby enthusiasts and people that just like social media. So let's look at one today. The one that I want to look at is, I want to say that it says Frodo Banner. I could totally be wrong on that. The names are all over the place, but check this page out. Tons of PMGs. Really, really cool. I think it's a newer account, but don't quote me on that. Seeing lots of people sharing stories of this account. Couple notable cards here. A really, really nice Hulk green color match. Wow, that card looks stunning. What a well-centered photo too. Just it looks really, really good. Here's a cool one that I haven't seen in a long time, actually. This is from Marvel Now. Actually, a set that I don't own any of. 2014 hologram. I love a good old hologram. This hologram looks so sharp, so I thought I would just share it with you guys. This for me here is the card of this entire Instagram. I don't know why this one speaks to me so much, but this of 10 Wolverine purely periodical, holy smokes, is this ever a nice card. Speaking of Wolverine collectors, we got Closeout Collection in here. Thanks so much for hopping on, Raj. This is a really, really cool periodical. I don't know what it is, but I don't care about the number out of 10, but I do care about how great this looks as an insert. One more notable mention on here is this Venom hologram from Beginnings. These holograms from Beginnings are not to be slept on because we're obviously not going to be seeing a Beginnings, a third volume of Beginnings with the Upper Deck license running out. So these cards are somewhat important. I think that lots of character collectors enjoy having a hologram in their collection. I know that I am one of those collectors that enjoys that. When you're watching this video, if you're watching the replay, let me know in the comments what's an insert that you're going to miss in the days when Upper Deck isn't making Marvel cards anymore. I would love to know after the show in the comment section what you guys are thinking about all of that. Like your favorite insert really speaks to you. Like it's something that, you know, it's either the front of your binder, it's that card that you have on your display shelf, maybe you're in your office. You know, I've been putting a lot of thought lately into how I'm going to be displaying my stuff because so much of it has arrived. So thinking about how I want to display it all, and you know, the way that I want my collection displayed is to be concise. I wanted to do it in my office, and I don't want it to take up a massive footprint, and I want it to be ever changing so that I grab stuff out of Pelican cases, put it on shelves, and kind of have a bit of a rotation going. That way you're interacting with your collection a lot more than you would if it just was hidden away and just tucked away. So having a revolving shelf, you know, gets me at times on my shelf. I have a bunch of sketches out, or I have a bunch of low numbered cards, or I have a bunch of cards by a particular artist like Joe Jusko or something, or I have ones that just came from Premiere, you know what I mean, from one set. And that's a cool way of doing it. That way you're always interacting with what you got. Something I want to cover this morning, an insert that's going away that is going to be probably the most missed thing in Marvel cards, is going to be the pack pulled sketches. Just as we always talk about art here on the morning show and sketches, Derpadoo is always jumping on just in time to be a part of that conversation. So Derpa, welcome to the morning show. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm going to show some cool sketches here from Marvel Masterpieces. Let's start out with the obvious. I'll just get this comment out of the way. Sorry, guys. I'm going to start with the obvious. I'm going to start with the Dan DeSanto sketch. So here is DeSanto's sketches that are pack pulled inside of the product that he created, MM22. This is a beautiful store. Something I like about these sketches by Dan, I don't feel like they're overdone. Like, I know so many people are so accustomed to sketches from Dan being complete, from images of Dan being painted. And these are a good example of how Dan's so versatile. Derpa saying, yeah, I worry about the sketch card artists. You know what? I agree with you totally. I think that a lot of people are going to be forced to go and do DC characters, even if their passion isn't in DC. That's going to be a necessity for them to stay afloat. I think it's really unfortunate that we're losing out on sketch cards. Moving on with the sketches here, this Magneto from Dan is just ridiculous, like absolutely ridiculous. It looks so good. There's such a great use of color, such a nice light direction. Really no wonder that these are so sought after. Derpa was saying there, look how good the Scarlet Witch one looks, which leads us to the Scarlet Witch. I mean, this is real artwork. This is just absolutely ridiculous. There's a lot of really good sketches in MM22, and there are a lot of sketches that are of a decent enough quality to be involved in a masterpiece set. So I really, really like it. there's, derp is on it. You know what's up. The Electra he did looks awesome. Absolutely. Some of the photos I didn't want to put all of them up so that you guys can go and look up these on your own as well. But Dan did some amazing sketch cards from this. There's people in the chat right now that have Dan sketches, and you guys know what's up. When you have them in hand, they're an amazing thing. Another artist that did an outstanding job on Masterpiece, and there's so many. I'm not going to go over all of them, but I am going to go over three. Another artist that did a fantastic job when it came to masterpieces is Fred Nian, which is two people, and they work together collaboratively on these. This is a beautiful Spider-Gwen sketch from EPAC. I mean, really, really impressive work. Fully painted, just works of art. Something I love about work like this is that you see so much of the background of the cardstock. So the important parts of the cardstock are still visible, while the character, you feel like you haven't lost anything here. Like, leaving the background in this manner was a really clever thing to do. This Ghost Rider, come on. My favorite part of Ghost Rider isn't the flame usually, it's the chain and how it interacts with the light. I mean, including the chain and the jacket and just all of it, the skull and the eyes, like, it just, what can you say about this? This is such a good sketch. Fred and Ian are unbelievable. Give me that Ghost Rider. Man, you guys know, you guys have probably gone through, lots of you have probably gone through on EPAC and looked at the sketches from it. But if anyone is wondering how to do that, how do you find the sketches from Masterpieces to go through and have a look at? You go to EPAC and you go to the search function and just search sketch. And the first one that's going to come up is the column for MM22, because that's the most recent set. And you can go through and look at all of the artists that are on the list. And when you click on the artist, it'll drop down and it will show you the paintings from each one of them. Here's the last Freddy, and I'm going to show this Electra is, this Enchantress is insane. I love how the dots play on this card. This is another great portrait. I like the direct look on. So that, for a lot of you guys probably know this about me, the only sketches that I'm not a fan of, and I don't care who the artist is, the only sketches that I do not like are side portraits. Like when you have a perfect side portrait and you can't see anything from from one side of the face, that doesn't do it for me. I don't enjoy those sketches at all. I do like portraiture, and the portraiture here is just unbelievable. I got actually two more artists I'm going to go over here. I mean, we're all familiar with this work, and this work is absolutely amazing. I was on a stream with Spidey Hits and Steven and Dan DeSantos opening a case of MM22 a couple of days ago. Please check out that video. It is really, really cool and a great conversation. But we pulled one of these sketches of a Venom, and it was just outrageous how good these are. It wasn't this Venom sketch, it was a different one. But just true original. Like, this is something that when these artists get to this level, there's a style that you associate with them, and you can tell. And Tan just kills it here, like absolutely hits it out of the park. Cindy, I'm really glad you're here. Hang out to the end of the show. I have something I'd like to show you and Raj at the end. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you guys. This Captain America is absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Really unique take on it. Love seeing the half face and then full character on a tank. Just so original. Like, these are real pieces of art. That's what I'm going to miss about sketches, is that just the true one-of-one original artwork that you're seeing on them, the effort that goes into. We know these sketch card artists get paid peanuts to do them, and such an effort goes into so many of these cards that it's just crazy. An artist that I have been really getting interested in their work and just interested in their style and their process is Liddy Lee. Liddy Lee is I mean, everybody, well, lots of you know about Liddy Lee's sketches and the prices that they fetch these days. The artwork is amazing. I don't own one, but I really do love the work. And the female portraiture and the hair and everything, just the costumes, it's just got such a mood. And I don't know, it's amazing to me. It's absolutely amazing. And I'm so impressed by this work all of the time. Something I also sort of like about these is that you can see some of the pencil work. I love, love, love when you get to see the pencil work. Dirpa says, I can understand the reasoning behind the side portraits and the time it takes to knock out the sketches for the set. Sometimes they get a very short window to get 100 plus sketch cards turned in. Dirpa, you are 100% right. I am definitely in complete understanding of sketch cards that are, how do I want to word it? There are lots of sketch cards that were done under a time constraint, and it's a really good point to bring up. I'm going to leave your comment up there. It's a really good point to bring up that sketch card artists frequently get very little time to do these sketches, and decisions have to get made. Color palettes have to get smashed down on there, and I'm on 100% agree. And sometimes doing a side portrait of an image is the way to get some of them done. I totally agree. It's just personally, those sketches aren't for me. I don't like collecting them, but I totally understand why it is a necessity at times for these artists to do that. And that if you want a demonstration of their best work, an AP is the best way to go. And an AP being from that artist, it's an artist proof where you collaborate with them with your idea, and then they get the sketch done and have it approved by the licensing company, Marvel and Upper Deck. So getting a best example of work exactly that you want, that is the way to go. The pack pulled ones I think are really, really special. And you do have to appreciate that it was pack pulled and that somebody put the effort in on a card that they probably got paid $10 to do. And it's a good point. I really do enjoy it. I'm going to continue on with the Liddy Lee action here. Look at this Venom. This Venom goes hard. I mean, I don't even like just the chest spider image. I love seeing the different ways that people do the Venom character. The costume is so versatile. The color palette that people use is so interesting. This is watercolor, and the watercolors look just fantastic. Amazing stuff from Liddy Lee. I've seen a few sketches recently popping up on eBay in the set we will probably not see. Across the Spider-Verse, for example. It sucks that the sketches may never be seen. I'm so glad that you brought this up, because I've noticed 2 sets recently where we're seeing sketches from that are very likely not going to be released. And anyone, feel free to correct me. Derp, feel free to correct me if these are going to be released. But we are seeing the Spider-Verse one, the 2022 Spider-Verse cards, which is a beautiful cardstock, by the way. Absolutely stunning cardstock. And then we're seeing the Rogue Gallery sketches. And I think it's confirmed that the Rogue Gallery is canceled. Matriarchs, yeah. And we're seeing some sketches emerge that are probably not going to see the light of day. And it's so unfortunate. And I completely agree with you. It is such a bummer. That is part of the reason that it is very important for us to cover sketches like these that are currently out there in the wild, because we're not going to find sketches in the wild anymore. Like these are fresh pulled, pack pulled. This juggernaut Liddy Lee is sitting out there on EPAC. These are out there. Rogue Gallery was a Marvel metal set too. Yep. So unfortunate. So unfortunate that we're not going to see those. And when I say unfortunate, I don't mean unfortunate from the collector standpoint for you and I mean unfortunate for the artists that have already done the work. Think of all the hours that people have spent, that artists have spent on that work that's not going to get shown. Such a bummer, devastating to them. And I think that that's terrible. This is the last Liddy Lee sketch that we're going to bring up today. I'm sure you guys have noticed that on the morning show, we like to show a lot of art and talk about artwork to start out the day. This is a very cool one. Again, done with watercolor. Absolutely amazing. Renditions is another one. Man, I didn't realize that in this conversation, Derp, I didn't realize how many sets had actually been canceled. There are so many sets that are canceled, and we won't really, a Marvel rendition Spider-Man, I meant. Yeah, no, I got you, buddy. There's a lot of work, a lot of card art. I don't think that any of those were original art other than the sketch cards, clearly. So I'm not really sure about anything else. I know that MM24 got canceled, and I wonder how much of the artwork for that was already done before they canceled it, because you need a bit of a year window in order to do a masterpiece set and get that done. Very crazy times we're living in. The last thing that I want to show artwork wise here, on the stream with Dan on the weekend, which was so much fun. It was the first time I'd ever got to be a part of a masterpiece opening with Dan DeSantos, the artist there, which was a treat and like a crazy experience for me while Steven opened. It was just so cool to get to ask questions and participate. I tried to ask some questions too that I know that you guys have about the work and interacting with the artist. So what I want to show is a preview that he showed of a commission painting that he did. Look at this Spider-Man. Like this is, excuse me, this is outrageously good, outrageous lighting. I love the pose. Just an amazing painting. So this was shared from Spidey Hit's story. Dan showed it on the stream, so I'm assuming that he pulled it off of there for a screenshot and shared it. But I really wanted to show you guys this because this Spider-Man painting is just, I don't know. It's just, it might be one of my favorite Spider-Man images I've ever seen. It's absolutely incredible. Dan is so good. Like, Dan is so good. We've covered a few things here this morning. We've covered the sketch cards from the current MM22 set, some of the Dan Santos art that's in it. We have covered some of the sets that have been canceled as a result of the licensing change. There's a lot of stuff that's going on. So Cindy, I'm glad that you're still here because me and Raj were chatting on the weekend. And your son has always been a part of the drawing little tutorials or whatever you want to call them that happen on the Instagram and stuff. And you guys are always asking questions about markers and stuff like that. And I think it's awesome. So I wanted to do a sketch for your guys' son. This is for Elijah. And I know that his character is Deadpool. So here's a full color Deadpool that I did on the weekend. I want to give that away to your guys' family. Raj, I'll ship that out to you. I know you have terrible Wi-Fi and you're at work right now. But Cindy, if you could show him this and thank him for being probably our youngest viewer, and just really grateful that that he's always so interactive and asking questions through his mother about artwork and Marvel card collecting. I know that you guys have a wonderful little family of collecting, and yeah, I would really like to ship this out to you. Raj, I'll drop this in the mail for you next mail day, and that is on the LPM cardstock that we recently got. So really happy to get that out to you. Been having so much fun with drawing lately. Oh, here we go. He's going to love it. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for always being a part of the shows and being so supportive of the channel. It's, collectors like you guys, subscribers like you guys that make this so much fun. I've been having a chance to do a whole bunch of artwork lately. I was just sitting at the farm drawing and stuff like that. I got one more that I'm going to show. I've been using up the LPM cardstock as much as possible. I'm going to make this one available at some point. And this is just a cool close-up of Venom. This one's done with felt, so starts out with pencil drawing, and then I ink it with these. I found these pilot markers. I'll show them to you guys at some point. But they hold ink really nicely. It's a thicker line than most people like, but I go after it with a smaller detail line afterwards. And this is kind of a cool Venom. My wife really liked this one. She said this one was cool. And just kind of a devious-looking Venom on the cardstock, having way too much fun. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. We did a Deadpool for our youngest viewer, Elijah. That's going to be a giveaway for him. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody, and being part of the conversation. Drop a comment down below, subscribe to the channel, follow along, do whatever you guys want. Follow me on the Instagram. We're always doing tons of fun stuff, and I really appreciate you guys all being here. I hope you have a great day. I hope fantastic things happen to you on this Thursday, and take care of yourselves. We will all chat again real soon.